Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Diaspora Network, where we showcase Nigerians making their country proud around the world. I'm Teniola Oyetayo. On the program this week, we're shining a spotlight on healthcare workers who are making Nigeria proud with their dedication and leadership roles abroad. And later, we'll meet Professor Bimbola Akintade, the first Black Dean at the East Carolina University College of Nursing in the United States. But first, let's catch up on the diaspora news of the week.
South African singer Tyler's victory at the Grammys, beating 4 Nigerian nominees, caused a huge row on social media this week. This year saw the introduction of an award for the Best African Music Performance, a move widely welcomed on the continent, despite some criticisms that it was long overdue. UK-based radio and TV personality Adesope Olajide has been one of the most vocal opponents of Nigerian artists failing to secure one of the prestigious accolades and urged Nigerian artists to boycott the event. In a 14-minute rant, the entertainment correspondent said the Grammys is not for us and the organisation will never understand Afrobeats or African music.
Tyler Water, the band is playing Fela Anikulapo Kuti Water, whilst somebody that had a different water was walking on the stage. If you want to know about an organization that has no clue, the Grammy has no clue. They used David heavily to promote their platform. They relied hugely on the incredible numbers and an audience and eyes that Nigeria brings and Africa brings. And they used our artists. They announced one of the greatest musicians of our time, Burna Boy, to be performing at the Grammys, which got us all excited. They nominated Burna Boy 4 times. They nominated Davido 3 times. Some people online have since defended the awards, stating that his anger is misguided or biased against some artists. Adejoke Bakare, the founder and head chef of a London-based West African restaurant, Shizuru, has made history by becoming the first black female chef to receive a Michelin star. The restaurant, which is located in the heart of the British capital, serves popular Nigerian dishes such as pepper soup, moi moi and kuli kuli. Bakare said her achievement felt quite surreal and hasn't sunk in yet. She now sits alongside restaurateurs Ire Hassan Odukale, Aji Akokomi and Ayo Adeyemi, who are the only Nigerians with Michelin star businesses in the UK. The US Nigerian Business Council has announced a new collaboration with a team of engineers to create an AI software called My AI Robotics. My AI is a personal assistant that can help with a wide range of tasks, from scheduling appointments to managing finances and running errands. The software can also produce PowerPoint presentations, conduct Q&A sessions, and attend to hundreds of site visitors simultaneously. According to the Executive Director and CEO of the Council, the cutting-edge software will drive innovation in both public and private sectors across the world. Juliana Olayinka with the Diaspora Network News Wrap in London.
As always, we've been keeping tabs on the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission's activities as they continue to connect with citizens living abroad through various programs.
It's the inaugural 2024 Diaspora Webinar Lecture Series organized by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, and this year's event is centered around new passport policy and processes for Nigerians in diaspora.
I welcome you to the very first
Chairman of the Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, highlights the significance of the event.
Every time we are bombarded with the issue of passports and all that, and then the minister came on board and said the process will be fully digital and that there will be a contactless policy. So this is a platform to have the minister and the Comptroller General explain what this process means. So we want to make it easier for you as the bridge between the government and the diaspora to bring this matter to you wherever you are, and then to also see how the minister's aim and objective of making everything seamless will be achieved.
Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who joined the session virtually, reiterates the commitment of the federal government to delivering a seamless and efficient experience for Nigerians, both within the country and in diaspora.
With what we started in Nigeria on January 8th, which is basically automating our passport process. Before we came on board, we realized that on archiving our document, we're spending an average of 200 naira on a single application. So by 3 million means over 600 million naira. But with the new technology we've been able to deploy, it means that we are saving government of that money now. That's one. Then two, we also have what we call audit trail, and we have these documents in our database. So people upload their passport picture, just like the same picture you upload when you want to apply for visa or any other document. It's the exact quality of what we ask for. So with this stage now, within 5 to maximum 7 to 10 minutes, Nigerians can complete the whole process of applying for their passport while reducing human interface. The last few months has seen us consciously taking bold steps toward the launch of a new passport policy processes for Nigerians both at home and in the diaspora. This initiative, driven by the unwavering belief that Nigerians deserve the best.
The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service spotlights some of its recent records.
In 2021, the total number of passports issued was 1,033,506. In 2022, the total number of passports issued was 1,597,729, indicating an increase of about 50%, whereas in 2023, the total number of passports issued was 2,141,300. This is a 100% increase.
NIDCOM is also partnering with the National Identity Management Commission to ensure Nigerians in diaspora get their national identity number, NIN, in a timely and stress-free manner. The CEOs of both commissions met to strategize on easy delivery of NIN to the diaspora, disclosing that NMC will establish a diaspora focal point desk to resolve issues within 24 hours. The NIDCOM boss also received warmly commercial pilot Adebanke Olaiwola, the first black female to fly one of the 4 existing Dreamlifters on planet Earth. Adebanke also paid a visit to the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Mr. Festus Keyamo. The Oyo State-born Trailblazer is an FAA-certified airline transport pilot and multi-engine instrument-rated commercial airline pilot. She has broad experience flying both continentally and internationally for over 9 years and currently flies the B737 MAX for the biggest airline in the world.
The COVID-19 pandemic emphasized the invaluable contributions of healthcare workers, especially nurses, who are often the frontline heroes in times of crisis. Many Nigerian healthcare professionals have risen to leadership positions, playing vital roles in strengthening healthcare systems around the world.
Nigerian British nurse and executive hospital administrator Felicia Kwaku serves as Associate Director of Nursing for Acute Specialty Medicine at King's College Hospital in London. She's also the chair of the Chief Nursing Officers Black and Minority Ethnic Strategic Advisory Group at the NHS. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she made significant contributions, such as advocating for minority ethnic nurses and delivering webinars which reached thousands of caregivers at a time when they felt vulnerable and needed information. Her work did not go unnoticed as she was awarded the Order of the British Empire for her service. In 2022, Dr. Emilia Iwu was appointed Assistant Dean for the School of Nursing Center for Global Health. She previously served as Interim Director for Global Health. Dr. Iwu is an alumni of Rutgers School of Nursing, where she received her MSN from the Family Nurse Practitioner Program and a PhD in nursing. After earning her doctorate, she was named a Carnegie Foundation Fellow. The Advanced Practice Nurse and Board-Certified Family Nurse Practitioner holds several honors and awards. She is a Fellow of the West African College of Nursing and President of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses in North America. Adeboye Federu serves as Deputy Chief of Service and Head of North Thames Regional Newborn Screening Laboratory at the Great Ormond Street Hospital, the largest of its kind in the UK. He is a graduate of biochemistry from the University of Ibadan. He went on to complete his fellowship in clinical chemistry at the Royal Marsden Hospital in London, and after his master's degree at the University of Surrey, his career progressed. These and many more clinicians of Nigerian descent, through their expertise, are strengthening health systems in the diaspora.
In our special report this week, we explore how clinicians in the diaspora are not only bolstering healthcare systems in their host country, but also making significant contributions back home in Nigeria.
In every aspect of global health, nurses provide care, support, and education for patients. But in recent times, the profession has expanded, with nurses playing the role of researchers, health policy advocates, educators, and much more. It combines physical science, social science, nursing theory, and technology in caring for individuals and communities. From overseeing international organizations to training and rendering practical medical services, many Nigerian nurses are contributing their skills to improve global healthcare delivery, empower healthcare leaders and practitioners by investing time, energy, and finance for the benefit of the country's healthcare system. Many of them invest and partner with organizations and government agencies back home to advance healthcare systems in Nigeria. They advocate more government support, increased partnerships, and better communication for better impact.
The nursing care in our nation clamors for a strategic plan and a policy paper that will serve as a springboard for greater progress for nursing profession in Nigeria.
Nurses are key contributors to achieving substantial progress towards healthcare equity, and so the need for the government to invest more in the profession cannot be overemphasized.
Our guest today is Professor Bimbola Akintade. With dreams of becoming a healthcare professional, he started his career in the United States as a mechanic while attending community college at night. Now he's the first Black dean at the East Carolina University College of Nursing. Professor Bimbola Akintade is the third of 8 children and first son of Chief Isaac Folorunsho and late Mrs. Gladys Mowaninola Akintade. His early educational years were spent in both Ondo and Lagos State. Despite facing some academic challenges, he graduated from Federal Government College, Idoani, in 1994. Following graduation, he worked in his father's company, Famac Nigeria Limited, for 2 years before moving to the United States in 1996 to join his sisters in Maryland. Initially starting his career as a mechanic, his parents' aspiration for him to become a medical doctor led him to pursue a degree in nursing to fund his medical education, and graduated with a bachelor's degree in nursing from the University of Maryland, Baltimore in 2003. He then pursued a master's degree in science and became a certified acute care nurse practitioner. Continuing his academic journey, he earned a PhD and dual master's degree in business administration and health administration. His dissertation focused on cardiovascular health in honor of his late mother. Professor Akintade got married to his wife, Dr. Sholaide Akintade, in 2007. They had their first child during the PhD program. Today, they remain married and have 2 sons. In 2016, Professor Akintade returned to Nigeria and played a pivotal role in establishing the University of Medical Sciences in Ondo State, where he served as the pioneer director for advancement and documentation. Upon returning to the United States in 2017, he founded Health for Nigeria, a non-profit organization dedicated to expanding access to high-quality healthcare in Nigeria. The organization sets up clinics in rural public schools and deploys registered nurses to care for students, teachers, and the local community. In recognition of his leadership and contributions to the healthcare sector, Professor Akintade was appointed as Associate Dean for the Master's Program at the University of Maryland, Baltimore, and as a Commissioner for Health by the Governor of Maryland. In 2022, he made history as the first male and first black dean of the East Carolina University College of Nursing. Under his leadership, the college has achieved numerous milestones, including 100% NCLEX pass rate and the introduction of new academic programs. Coming up on the program, Professor Akintade shares his inspiring career journey and discusses his organization's efforts to improve healthcare access in Nigeria. Please stay with us. You're still watching Diaspora Network on Channels Television. Joining us now is Professor Bimbola Akintade. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
You've had quite an interesting journey so far, from attending a federal government college in Ondo State to serving as the Commissioner for Health for the state of Maryland in the United States. And now, you're the first Black dean at ECU College of Nursing. Reflecting back on your childhood years, is health something you've always wanted to do?
So that's a good question. Honestly, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Just like typical Nigerian parents, my parents wanted me to be a doctor, a physician. And, detailing back to my challenging high school days at Federal Government College, Udoani, I really struggled. I wasn't sure if I would be able to make that happen, but when I got to the United States in 1996, my mother passed away in 2000 from a heart attack. And I think that really did put healthcare in its proper perspective for me. And I think that laid the foundation that directed me into the healthcare field. And incidentally, I'm a clinician. I worked in a cardiac surgery ICU, and my PhD dissertation was also on cardiovascular health.
As well as all that, you also founded an organization called Health for Nigeria. Speak to us about why this was so important for you to set up and the goals you hope to achieve with this.
I've done a lot of things. Sometimes I feel like I've lived more than one lifetime, which is interesting. But if I could be remembered for anything, I think I'd like to be remembered for the impact I'm making from over here in Nigeria in the healthcare space. In 2016, I returned to Nigeria with some very high hopes. Many individuals in the diaspora have tried this in the past, and my story is no different. Part of that was to care for my dad. The other part of that was to gain an adult professional understanding of our culture, policy, and how I could contribute to our country. And while I was there, as a healthcare professional here in the States, I got a better understanding of how healthcare works in Nigeria, how policy works in Nigeria. I also mentioned that my mother passed away in 2000. And I was in Nigeria for the whole of 2016 and 2017. I contributed to University of Health Sciences in Ondo, UNIMED, in terms of trying to make that institution a Western sort of based institution. So I learned about the academics also of healthcare in Nigeria. When I came back here, I thought I needed to do something. I wasn't sure what I would do, but I knew I needed to do something. I collaborated with the president of Teach for Nigeria, who does something similar. They place teachers in rural schools across the country. And whenever they would go out to these rural schools, they would ask about healthcare. And I thought, well, that's something I do. I have some experience. I have a lot of energy in that space. I started Health for Nigeria in memory of my mom. And that's how we put that plan together. So we launched Health for Nigeria in 2019. Originally, the goal was to strengthen and empower healthcare leaders as they make policy change to impact the country. But that didn't work out. The pandemic started. Students were being sent home. And we came back together and refocused and thought, what if we partner with secondary schools, local rural secondary schools, public schools, If they could give us a space that we could turn into clinics, and we could hire registered nurses to work there to care for the students, the teachers, the staff, and the local communities, we could make tremendous impact happen. So we launched our first clinic in 2020, and I'm proud to say that today we have 12 clinics in 6 different states in Nigeria. Not only in the Southwest, we have a clinic in Delta State, there's one in Abuja. We currently have 13 nurses that work on our team and 3 administrators. And our goal is basic first aid, pandemic, COVID-19 care, teaching students about, basic health care, prevention and promotion. We also started a health club in these schools. So our nurses are teaching students how to take better care of themselves, avoid drugs, teenage pregnancy. Our nurses go out to the homes of students and educate their parents and caregivers. And finally, we do community outreach. So once a month, our nurses go out into the community. I know it's not a lot. I know it's only 12. I got some funding support earlier, but right now I fund Health for Nigeria out of pocket. So I pay salaries for 15 staff members, which is not necessarily convenient, but man, the outcome has been amazing. We've cared for over 21,000 students, over 10,000 teachers, and we've reached so many people in the community. So I'm hoping we can do some more in that space moving forward.
You say it's not a lot, but I mean, that's amazing work that you're doing, and obviously more to come. I'm interested in the 2 years that you spent in Nigeria. What was the experience like? And talk to us about some of the key challenges that you identified in the health sector.
When I came to Nigeria, I'll be honest, I had some really high hopes that some of the experience I'd had here in the United States as a clinical practitioner, but also as an academic, would translate directly. You have to understand, I left Nigeria in 1996, so I'd been removed from the culture for quite a while. So one, assimilating into the culture or back into the culture, one was a bit of a challenge. 2, just like it is in many African countries and other countries around the world, a lot of our decisions are heavily politicized, which means, you need access to individuals who truly can make policy changes. 3, I just felt like a lot of my thoughts and ideas were very different from what would work in Nigeria. A lot of the ideas require power, require industry, requires several different levels of connectivity. And I really struggled through that time, but I also then learned exactly the fact that our people in Nigeria are very resilient. We've done so much with so little. And if nothing, we're very hopeful people, so the 2 years I spent there were amazing.
And what were some of the solutions you also identified?
I think it goes back to leadership, and sometimes whenever I talk about ideas, I learned that for some of us in the diaspora, it's not just as easy going back to Nigeria and bringing our ideas and imposing it on Nigerians. I don't think it's a fair assessment. I also don't think it's realistic, but I think there's room for collaboration, and that's something that doesn't happen very often. For those in the diaspora who have ideas, I don't think we're creating pipelines or the proper channels to partner with our government in Nigeria. I think if we could create some of those spaces, we all see the brain drain. Nigerians rank in the top percentiles of every industry across the world. And it's unfortunate that we can't bring some of that knowledge to our own country. So I think there's a gap there. And if we can increase communication and some strategic connectivity between some of us in the diaspora who are willing, who are putting the energy and resources towards a better Nigeria with opportunities in Nigeria, I think we can make a difference. And I don't think we're far away from that.
And how has it been as Dean at ECU College of Nursing? How's that been for you?
It has been a tremendous experience, and I have received a tremendous amount of support ever since I got here. As you mentioned, I'm the first Black dean here at the College of Nursing in 64 years, I believe. First several months or first year were challenging, just like any new role, especially a senior executive role. But things have gotten tremendously better. I think we're starting to experience some wins here. Our enrollment numbers are up. Things that are important to the university, like research, those are up. We're forming strategic partnerships. We've built out an office of alumni affairs. We didn't have that before. We've built out an office of culture, engagement, and professional development to build an inclusive environment. We didn't have that before.
And just finally, what advice do you have for other Nigerians just starting out in the United States and how to navigate their own journey, into a career in health?
If you told me in secondary school that I would be where I am today, I probably wouldn't believe that. So my advice to younger people today is whatever your experiences are earlier in life, that doesn't have to determine what your outcome would be in future. Today, I serve on several, boards of several organizations. I've been president of an alumni association. I've, led organizations in strategic planning and vision. And I still embrace those days in Federal Government College Udani where I struggled. That's part of my history. It's part of my background. It's shaped me into who I am today. And it's also a reminder that those days I probably just didn't apply myself. Today, I truly believe that if I apply myself, I can do anything. And I think that's the kind of confidence we need, especially when we go into new situations or uncomfortable situations.
All right, then, Professor Bimbola Akintade, it's been a pleasure speaking to you on Diaspora Network. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
And that's a wrap for this edition of Diaspora Network. Remember, you can catch more amazing stories of Nigerians around the world on our YouTube channel and website, channelstv.com. Until next time, I'm Teniola Oyetayo. Bye for now.